Hello and welcome to the new Power BI dashboard tutorial. In this dashboard tutorial, I am showing you the restaurant service scorecard. So the large restaurants, have a very strict mechanism of capturing the inputs or the giving the survey to their users or the one who are actually coming in restaurant and having food, making reservations, as you can see, server related feedback, waiting time feedback, so on and so forth. So as an owner or as a management, you may want to see how people are ranking you into various different categories, right? So cleanliness, food, reception, reservation, server, and waiting time. So that you can do very easy comparison. We can clearly see reception, we are lagging a lot, and food is where we are really excelling. So what is going on over here? You can improve on the reception side. And then first of all, we have the title, we have the restaurant average score, which is 2.61. So it becomes a threshold that any value which is above 2.61 is good, like 3.57, 3.17, and anything which is below to that, like 2.53, 2.56, 1.89 server, really bad, right? Or 1.91 reception. So how you can improve these categories based on the feedback that people have given you. After we have the KPIs, we are further understanding it, that these ratings, how they have been given by the various type of customer, like those who are one-off customer, or those who are frequent customer, and the casual customer, so that we start to deep down into this information, right? So the same thing is given as part of the consistency, so that you can once you understand where you stand, you can clearly see this. For example, you want to improve the server rating, and who are these customer who is giving you the lowest rating? So casual customers are clearly giving you higher, but frequent customers are giving you the lower rating. So why they are giving you the lower rating is something you can basically talk to those customers, talk to the server, and figure it out, like what's really going on. Then we are looking at the number of responses. We may want to make sure that responses are not very less. For example, like in this case, food, the responses relatively less for rest of the categories, but very high, over highly satisfied. And for reception, you can clearly see a lot of people are saying they are dissatisfied, right? So clearly in alignment with what's going on. And we can further look at the ratings based on what rating they have given and the number of responses that they have given, which is finally making up this rating. So clearly those who are giving higher rating, you will get highly satisfied, highly dissatisfied, or satisfied and dissatisfied. So this is where we have sort of a good ranking, or good basically responses based on the category, like food, cleanliness, so on and so forth. And then finally what we are showing is the question text. So you are basically asking this question, or the restaurant is asking these questions, and then they are getting the rating. So where they are getting the highest rating, where they are getting the lowest rating based on the question, is sort of we are further evaluating it, so that we can get a gist of how people are ranking in various different questions. So this is a sample dashboard, and you can see that you have male and female over here. So you can select the female or you can select the male, and basically see the responses, that whether this is something which is gender specific that you are getting, like for example, males really love to come to your restaurant, or female is giving you the higher rating, so that you can basically work it accordingly. So that's something what we will see today as to how we can create it and create this beautiful design for your next project, right? Before we do that, quick information about the data set and the other information like my tutorials and all. So first of all, let's go to where we are. Here we are. So this is my tutorial sheet. In this tutorial sheet, what I'm basically doing is I'm capturing all of my videos that I'm publishing on YouTube. As you can see, the title is present here, the video link is here, so that you can come over here and search any of my tutorial and jump onto that very easily, right? So that is one. Link is present in description. Then the link which I give you for the data sets, right, will basically is for this one, the data set sheet. And over here I'm maintaining this particular sheet because as you can see a lot of different data sets are present now. So this is way it's very easy. So restaurant survey data is the one in the row number 22 that you will going to find it, right? And this is the data. So this data, what you are having is the age, categories like bin size, actual age, the answer, right? What we basically created a bar chart on, negative rating, the category that is the KPI is based on, start date, end date. This is only one date, so there is no point in looking at it. If you see, we only have one date, so there is no trending or anything. Then we have gender over here. We have location of the restaurant, which is just the one value. And then we have number of records, question ID, score. Score is the one that we are using a lot. And then this is the question, right? How satisfied are you with the following experience, cleanliness, and so on and so forth. So, and then what you have is the question ID. Doesn't make a lot of sense from the perspective of analysis. Status, we are not using it, but yes, this is the one, the type of customer, whether it is a casual, one-off, frequent, what type of customer. So that's the data that we are basically using in our work. So over here, let me come back and from the file, let me create a blank report for you so that you can very easily start working on that. So my idea is that you get to know if you are completely beginner, then beginners usually don't create have a lot of understanding of beautiful design or aesthetics and as to how to arrange it, right? So these examples or these scenarios should work for you as some standard that you can follow and publish it onto your resume as well as the sample projects that you have practiced on. Okay, so I have the new workbook over here. So what I'll do is I will just move it away, right? And put it on my second screen where I can reference it if I need to see anything. So first thing first, bringing the data. So I'm clicking on the Excel sign over here. And then what do we have is in the downloads, I have the tutorials data set, restaurant survey data. That's what I downloaded. And you should also download so that you can follow it along with me. Once we will see this screen, which will bring us the data like this one, we will check that. And then we will see that our headers are coming properly, right? And looks like we can go ahead and load the data, right? So now we will just wait for a couple of seconds so that it will go ahead and load the data into the system. So let me know so far if you got any questions or any confusion in the comment, and I'll help you answer that. All right, so I have the data, right? And over here, if you see, what do we need? We need a background. So the background will be the one over here is this background, and what I'm choosing is the light background, and I'm keeping the 50% or let's say 40% over here. So up to us how dark. So you can see 50 changing, you can see 10 changing a lot, right? So 40 is I think good enough, slightly lighter. So that's the transparency I have set. Then what do we have is the title over here, and what is the title is basically the in capitals restaurant survey scorecard, right? Because this is a scoring mechanism, and I think what I'm using is the 40, or I think we can actually move it to, sorry, not this one, but this one, maybe 44. To select now 44 in bold. Yeah, I think this is good, right? Okay, so we have this. Also one more thing, I'm just clicking it on the canvas over, oops, sorry, I'm clicking on the canvas. So what I need is basically these canvas settings, and it needs to be custom. The height, what I'm keeping is the 1500, and width, the height I'm keeping it 1500, not the 1500, maybe 1000 is good enough. And width is also fine, 1280, good enough for us to go. Okay, and we can change it once if we feel like we need it, right? For example, I feel like I need 1500 over here because of the number of KPIs that we are dealing with. So now I get some more space and I can work with this. So one thing is we need to, in my dashboard, I'm not showing this white background. So what I'm doing is I'm going in effects and removing the background. So that way it looks like it is part of this dashboard. All right. So once we have this, what do we need to do is we need to start producing the KPI. So first KPI is at the restaurant level. So I have this, and what I'll do is restaurant level KPI, the score field is over here. So I'll take score. By default, it brings sum. So what I need is the average. So this is my average score at the level of restaurant, right? What I need is, I don't need category label. I need call out level value to be 20. Okay. And I can reduce the size then, because it will be just a subtitle to this one. Okay. So over here I will again come and write the subtitle, which is the RES, if you can see, restaurant average score. Yeah, and let's now work with this. Okay, and then what I can do is I can make it 20. And then I need to bring this little bit on the right hand side. So these are some of the things that as a developer we need to do. Okay, and this one, restaurant average score, is over here. The last thing we will do is in the effects, uncheck this. Over here, select general effects, uncheck that. So it will feel like this is the part of the grand scheme of things. That means the canvas 2.61. Now you can select this and bring it up if you need, so that it is not very far from the title. Okay, so first thing first, and last thing I will do is I will just select and give it a little lighter note. Restaurant average score, slightly bolder, maybe this one, so that it will feel like it is a title and not clashing with the color, the bold color that we have given it, or the dark color that we have given it over here. Okay, so once we have that, then we will start producing the KPI, right? Our KPIs are related to the score, and we need category over here onto the filter, which is only specific to this field. And we can see we have cleanliness, so we will select the cleanliness and not the sum of score but average of score, right? And and we will call it cleanliness. Come on, why cleanliness? Okay, now it has come, right? So we have 45, which is okay, and label, let's just make it 25 or 20. Yeah, 20 looks good. We will make it a little bit lighter because it should not clash with this. All right, and then we have to just copy and paste. Copy paste over here, and rather than saying cleanliness, now we will say food, right? And this one will become what? Food rating. And copy paste, and this will be what? Not the food but the reception. So this will become what? Reception. Yeah, copy paste. Next one, which is the reservation process, and we will call it reservation, right? So now this is there. Control C, Control V. The next one, what is that? Is the server. Uncheck that, and we will double click, and we will call it what? Server, right? Copy paste, and this is the waiting time, and we'll call it same, waiting time. Yeah. And now what I'll do is I just need to make sure once I have done that, I come over here in general. In the properties, I have to reduce the width so that I can fix these up here, right? So this should be 240. 240 should be good, right? Or yeah, 250, I think. 240 is fine. Let's just do it with 240. 240, 240, 240, and 240. Let's just quickly try and see if everything, yeah, 240, see, it was good enough, because when I did it over there, I remember, I think I did it 230 or 240. And then we will just, yeah, should be good. And select this as well, format, and we are doing alignment horizontal so that they are properly horizontally aligned, right? The only thing you see that what we are having is bit of less space over here. So again, for that, if you want to do that, we need to again go in properties, and width we need to set it then accordingly, maybe 235, or let's just call it 230, and this one 230, this one same thing 230, and let's just say select this no 230, 230, and this one is 230. Okay, so now if you see our KPIs, that's how they look, right? Okay, so once we have that, then what I can do is I need to now bring in, I'll just copy and paste this, okay, and change this into a donut, right? And in the donut, what I will basically then do is I will bring in the category. So category is something what we have done. If I see, try type of customer, yeah, on the legend, okay, and then we have to little bit do the massaging of that. So yes, we need the legend, but we don't need the legend title. We need the legend in the bottom center, right? And we also don't need the title over here, yeah. So I can then work it accordingly, yeah. Okay, so looks like it is coming into shape. So this one is good, right? So same way we will basically going to do what? Copy and paste and bring it in alignment with this. Okay, and that we can change later as well, because then one by one what we have to do, as you know, we have to change this and we need to bring this over here. At least what I don't have to do is I don't have to change the filter and all, but the only thing is I have to do the formatting. If you want to preserve the formatting, then what you need to do is you can basically delete this, copy this one, sorry, dang it, this one, copy paste, put it down below, copy paste, yeah, copy paste, copy paste, come on, yeah, copy paste, okay. And the only thing we need to do is we need to change the filter. If whatever is easy for you, you can do that. If you think like too much of a formatting because of the different things that we are doing, then we can basically make sure this is reservation. We are just changing this filter if this process is easy. I'm basically telling you both the ways, reservation. Then I'll just check. Did I? Yeah, I unchecked that. This is for server. Uncheck that. Check that. And then we have the waiting time. So check that. Check that. And now we have the information of our all the ones. Okay. So I'll just align this better. Yeah, align this one better, align this one better, align this one, and align this one. Yeah. Now if you see, this color over here is coming first. Here it is blue, again orange. So it's not in order, and it's not in order because if you see the rating first is this, second is this, third is this, first is this, second is this, third is this. So if you want to sort your donut chart by the rating, then this makes sense, because you will going to get first rating over here, second over here, third over here, first, second, third, first, second, third, right? Perfectly makes sense, no issues. But if your users are saying that no, we want to have the consistency, that means if the casual is coming first, they should come first, they should always be here, not like blue is again coming here, because I have to do a lot of exercise in that case, because I need to go up and down. So what you can do is you can come over here, sort access based on type of customer, right? And same thing over here, this sort access type of customer, sort access this type of customer. So now you will see the consistency is there in terms of the color where they are appearing. So this can be something for a beginner interview question as well, as to how you can correct this behavior. So now you see the colors where they are placed, or the basically donut part where it is placed, is always consistent. So that is the level of consistency we try to achieve in our dashboards, but all depends on what we want to do. So one thing I'm doing is I'm seeing here it is a less space and here it is more. So I'm just moving them a little bit. Yeah, this much is fine. Okay, so I have this. I just dragged it from here and selected like this one. Like this, if you're wondering what I did. Okay, so I'll hit not the save, because I have to then save it again. After that, what I need is I need to copy and paste this, bring this down, right? And what I need is the now the responses. So over here, what I have is this donut, I will then change this to clustered bar chart, right? And in the data, what I need is basically the responses. Here, let's just see, gender, category, age, response set, not the type of customer, response set. Ooh, not this one. Let's just see where it is. And status. Oh yeah, status was the one, if I'm not wrong. No, not the status. Okay, answer. Answer is the one where we are looking for responses. Okay. So over here, we need to get answers over here. So you can see the answers. We want to get the count. So again, answer, I will bring it onto the count, right? And then what I'll do is come over here. On the y-axis, I don't need the title, but I need all the labels to properly display it. So you can see now they are properly displayed. Earlier there were dots coming, right? And values later, we don't need that. Now we have a very clean chart, but we will enable the labels. Okay. So this way I have my first chart, which is this one. Now, like I said, up to us, what do we want to do? We want to do this formatting, or we want to just change the filter. I think changing the filter is much more easier. Copy and paste, right? I think for me, that's the easiest one. You tell me in comments what is easy for you, changing the filter or changing the 5 different places formatting. It's like 5 steps. So always good to be lazy in this process, because then you will find out, oh, why I'm doing the 5 step when I can actually do it in just 1 step, right? So yeah, paste. Perfect. So I have cleanliness. Again, I'll change this, go over here, say it to food and uncheck that. Then this one, reception. Then this one is reservation process. And this one, which is server, uncheck that. Then this one, which is the waiting time, and down below waiting time, right? Okay, perfect. So then finally, what do we need is our chart. Our chart that is based on, yeah, one more thing I forgot is the title over here. So in general, we need to enable the title, and title is simply cleanliness responses count, right? I'll just copy this, but what I'll do is I will format this. And then, so the reason I'm doing this, if you are wondering why I'm changing the color, so that this is only available if somebody wants to read it, but it should not attract an attention. For example, this one is a dark color and it is attracting the attention. So we should try to do that same thing over here, right? Probably we need to tone it down because we don't want title to attract a lot of attention. Reason for that is that the attraction which should be captured, or the user's attention that needs to be captured, which is on the numbers, because this is the score. This will never change. This is just there to understand from a user point of view that what they are looking at. But this is where the the real stuff is. Same way over here. And even if you see cleanliness and all of that, I'm keeping it low or toned down because of the same reason. So I copy this, format, paste, copy this, paste, copy this, format, paste, so that I don't have to do the formatting. Yeah. Okay, so now what do we need to do? We need to come over here in the title over here, Now not the cleanliness but food, and Control A, Control V, not the cleanliness but reception. This paste over here, and we will call it reservation, and over here Control A, Control V, and this is server, and Control V, and we have waiting time. Okay. Finally, what do we need? We need a chart, clustered column chart. I call it bar chart. Some of the users take offense in that. I don't know why, and always correct me that, oh, this is not bar chart, this is cluster chart. So I am coming from, after learning various different tools, and I think in different tools people just call it differently, but I just want to make it consistent so that if I'm in here Power BI or in Tableau or in Click or in Python or in R, I just have one way of saying that this is bar. This is your horizontal bar chart. This is your vertical bar chart. That's it. Easy, simple, no confusion. All right. So what do we have? We have the questions text, and then we want the score, and we don't want the sum of score. We want the average, right? What we can do is we can basically bring this entire thing up a little bit so that we get some space. Always one of the two ways. Or what we can do is we can bring this up, because anyway it is not a lot of people can still see this very easily, right? That is why we can have the flexibility to move them up. Okay, now if you see, your texts are properly visible. Okay, so few formatting things which we will do. We will come on the x-axis. We need values, but we don't need the title. So that's one. Second is y-axis. We don't need values. We don't need title. Why we don't need values? Because we can then enable the data labels, which is much more easy to see for an end user rather than going over here in Access and then comparing what's going on. This is part of the standard practices that one should follow, rather than having user to look at the access again and again. Just put the label right there, right? Okay, so what do we have is the average of score. Average of score, just simply say average score by text, by question text. Not the text, doesn't add any value, by question, right? Let's just dim it down. Yeah, and there you have it. No, you have to have a slicer. Okay, so I just clicked on the slicer, and what do we need is the gender. Okay, where are you? There you are. And in the visual slicer settings, vertical list, I need tile, and I don't need blank because blank is not having any values. Oh, sorry. Male. Yeah. Okay. So I have it here. Dude. Let's just, come on. You're giving me a heartache. Okay. Yeah. That is what I was trying to do. Okay. Perfect. Now we have this. So what do we need to do is slicer header. In the border, we want to keep it very less visible border. So you can see it's almost gone. In the general effects, we want to remove the background so that it is all part of this one, and check that. Okay, So now we have female, male, and we can select it, and all our values will change accordingly, right? So that's how basically I have created. And if you have seen, I have this one, right? I have changed the color and all. So how I have changed that, let me just show you so that you can experiment with that. So under the view, okay, if I expand this, under the view, what you have is these different tones. So if I select this or select this, you see it is changing based on. So if you are something who likes the green theme or who likes the blue theme, but here you are not able to see the two different categories. This is the one which I am using, right? So this one from my perspective looks good because our dashboard is heavily toned towards the, or heavily colored towards the gray side of the thing. So that's why I like it. But you have the option over here to choose it, as you can see, which is here as well. You have a lot of options. You want a dark theme, take a dark theme. Yep, there is your dashboard. So up to us, what do we want to do? And we can easily change it as we need, and you will get the output of your desire. Okay, so with that, thank you so much, and let me know if you have any question. I hope you enjoyed this session. I have pasted many dashboards for you to practice so that you can easily take your skills to a next level, and I hope that this is helping you to build your Power BI skills. So with that, thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic.